Welcome to Last of the Romans Madden 24 Dynasty. We are in round 5 of the draft, and it is the Washington Commanders on the clock. And they are going to go with, it looks like, somebody on the line. They have Keegan scouted. Well, hold on. I think they're going to actually trade down. Yeah, let's see what a trade would look like. Let's go with 3/5. And they're gonna take a guard. Keegan from Michigan. That'll leave Boston up, or not Boston, the Broncos. They need a defensive tackle, a cornerback as well. I think they're gonna go with Fisk here. Alright, that'll bring up the Vikings. They want an outside linebacker. They'll go with Harrell. Brings up the Rams. And they're looking for a center or an outside linebacker. Guess they're gonna take a chance on this Hunter Nurzad. That'll bring up the Texans. And they don't really need anything, so I think they're just gonna trade down. or traded away even. Let me just have a, you know, I guess they could get a tight end. Castles, that sounds like a good football name. Bears are up. They also want a tight end. I'm gonna go with Tanner McLaughlin. And that'll bring up the Cardinals. And they're looking for maybe another wide receiver, or maybe a tackle since they don't have a backup. So it'd be Javen Foster for a tackle, or Blake Fisher. Let's see about wide receiver. It'd be Luke McCaffrey. Let me just have a look at their wide receivers. They took Marvin Harrison Jr., so they've got him. They've got Tyler Boyd, Michael Wilson, so that's 3 guys that are decent. Yeah, I think they're gonna go for a tackle here. And they'll get Blake Fisher. That'll bring up the Panthers. Really wonder if they've got so many needs that they should just be trading down. They really need an outside linebacker. They'll probably be trading into this draft later on. They like Roman Harrison. They're a 4-3, so they would like a run stopper. Yeah, I guess they're gonna go with Roman Harrison. They'll bring up the Browns, who I can't draft for, so just skip. And hopefully they draft Michael Pratt, but I don't know. I'm not sure who they're gonna get. Cade Stover. That's an interesting one. Let me see if does that even fit what they needed. Yeah, it does actually. So that's pretty nice. CPU's done a pretty good job with the Browns. And now it's the Broncos. And they also they need a center, they need a defensive tackle, they need a cornerback. They need them all like 3 rounds ago. They don't like any of the. Yeah, they're a 3-4. They want a nose tackle, and there's just no power rusher is what they're looking for, I think. So I think we're gonna go with Probably Miles Murphy. Although, nah, it's gonna be between these two, and I think we'll go with Marcus Harris. So that should set them straight for defensive tackle, because that's two of them now. Alright, so the Steelers are up. And the Steelers kinda needing an inside linebacker. Could still use a running back. Yeah, okay. Let me have a look at the running back situation. They've got Cordero, Najee, Warren. Yeah, I think they're okay there. I think it was just because a couple of them are on expiring contracts. But it's not like a necessity to get one of those positions. So let's have a look at inside linebacker. Cedric Gray's out there. Yeah, they're definitely going to go with Cedric Gray. Ooh. It's got star development or something. Oh, it's the Browns again. They went with Javen Foster, okay. It's a good selection. Brings up the Titans. And they could use defensive end, could use a nose tackle for sure, or maybe a left outside linebacker. And they're a 3-4. Let's have a look at nose tackle first. So they like a Bojiba. They like him, so they're gonna draft a Bojiba. That'll bring up Washington. They need a guard or a tackle, somebody on the line. So they will take maybe Julian Pearl. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Julian Pearl. Alright, that brings up the Raiders. And they are in the market for looking at inside linebacker, nose tackle, guard. They don't really like any of the linebackers. I think I would be fine with the low fish. that. They're 3-4. Oh, well, he's a run stopper. He might have some decent zone. I'm okay with this selection. I'm gonna have a look at the defensive tackles first, so yeah, it would have to be Miles Murphy. Let me just see, what's the scouting report on him for them? Oh, they like him, so I'm gonna go with Miles Murphy. That'll bring the Patriots on the clock. They're gonna be looking at a defensive end, if they can find one. They like Goodlow. Oklahoma State, 6'4", 278, has some decent ratings, it looks like. Yep, that's who they're going to go with. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Falcons are going to want a wide receiver. No, they already got one. They want a nose tackle if they can find one, and if not a cornerback, because there's still a good number of cornerbacks. But we are thinning out at most positions. So Dwayne Carter, he doesn't look horrible. Looking at their scout, what their scouts dug up, kind of leaning towards Briggs here. So I'm gonna go with Briggs. So that should be good for defensive tackle for the Falcons. That's 2 defensive tackles now. They only had 1 on roster to start. So then the Colts will come up. And they are going to go for really just a trade down or a punter, because their punter's awful. So it's the 5th round. I mean, it's not a terrible time for a punter. Let me have a look to make sure. So they have an expiring starter at cornerback. They've got some decent stuff at cornerback. I think they're okay to either trade this one to... Yeah, I think they're going to trade out of this pick. If they have a 6th round, yeah, they'll want to keep the 6th round, but they'll go 5th, the 7th, and then a future 3rd for the Chargers, future 2nd. Okay, that should be good. And then the Chargers are going to take somebody from Michigan. Really, they need a nose tackle, they need defensive end, they need inside linebacker, they need cornerback. So let's have a look and see where there is somebody from Michigan. Michael Barrett at middle linebacker. That's who they're going to go with. Alright, so the Bills are on the clock now. This might be another trade to the Chargers, because they've got a lot of holes to fill, and I don't don't know if the Bills do. I guess the Bills have some that they could fill. They don't really have a great running back group, I don't think. So I think we're going to go with a running back here, and there's still some really good ones. There's Audric Estime. I don't know how to say his last name, but I think that's who we're going with. Oh, cool. He's star development too. So that'll take care of their power back situation. Although I thought he was on the smaller side, but I don't really know. I didn't watch Notre Dame. Pretty much just watched USC and Washington to see who, was the better quarterback. So that'll bring up the Saints. They're looking at outside linebacker or guard. Guard would be really good because they don't have a second starter really. So it'd be Coleman. I'm thinking Coleman. Yeah, let's go with Brandon Coleman. Alright. That'll bring up the Jaguars. And they are looking at safety. They need at least one safety. Javon Bullard would be good. Alright, and that's going to bring up the Dolphins. Dolphins are looking at a guard, if they can find one. Or defensive end. So it'd be Isaiah Adams, it's looking like, or Connor Beebe. And I feel like he's decent, so I might go with him. We could also get Trajan Jeffcoat. That'd be kind of cool. Taylor Upshaw. Andre 2001. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at guard. We're gonna go with Connor Beebe. And he was a star. That'll be good. They actually probably need to trade into the draft some more because they've only got now, 44 people on roster, I think. Brings up the Lions. Yeah, Miami's gonna need more picks. The Lions, on the other hand, are probably good. I mean, they could get a center. They could get a defensive end. Yeah, defensive end would be good if they could find one. Trajan Jeffcoat. What are they? They're a 3-4. they're gonna go with, well, yeah, everything's a luxury at this point for them. Maybe they go with the tight end. Jacob Warren would be good. Yeah, I'm feeling that pick. Hey, there we go. Lions again. They're trading it. Let me just check the center situation. I guess they're going with. They would go with Nugent, but no, they're gonna go with Limmer, I think, or yeah, Limmer. And that one didn't work out, but okay. Vikings. Yeah, they're gonna trade this one to the Chargers. They're gonna swap probably a third and a fourth, and then this pick. So fifth and a fourth, and that's gonna be for a future third. And then I'm not sure who the Chargers are gonna want to grab. Looks like they want a tight end and a cornerback. So I think I saw a Michigan guy at tight end. Yeah, AJ Barner. There we go. They got their Michigan tight end. That brings up the Giants. And they really need a running back. And they have not had any picks since probably 90. Alright, so they're gonna go with Marshawn Lloyd, I guess. He's kind of a one-cut guy, I heard. Well, he's got a star development. The Cardinals, I feel like, trade down here. Or trade out. Maybe not. They kind of need a defensive end and a wide receiver. Yeah, maybe a wide receiver, because they did get Marvin Harrison Jr., but they also kind of still need one. Or it could be, you know what? That's a good pick. Taylor Upshaw, Arizona guy, going to Arizona. That'll take care of their defensive end position. Brings up the Bengals. I don't really know how many needs the Bengals have either. This might be a trade down. Let's see. They do have some. Could use a cornerback specifically. Yeah, I think that one's probably a good pick. It's either a cornerback or... No, they do need a wide receiver. Didn't they take... They took somebody. But I think we're going to go with Luke McCaffrey here. It's a fun pick. brings up the Texans, who I don't think need anything, so they're definitely trading this one. And they're going to trade it to the Chargers, probably, because I think I saw somebody from Michigan that they could take. Trying to maximize the Michigan guys to Harbaugh's team. I might change Harbaugh in. I'm not sure. I really doubt it. I don't think I want to mess with it, but it'll be Harbaugh's team. I'm not going to pretend Staley's still there. Yeah, this is going to be a trade out for Houston. They're going to be trading out with the Chargers or the Dolphins. It's going to be the Chargers. Yeah. So it's going to be whatever picks they have left. So that's actually a lot. Yeah, let me add that all up really quick. So that's 157, 192, 197, 212, and 217. That's 28 plus 192, 14, 32, 42, 54, 60, 64. So that's like a future fourth right there for all those picks. Is that... Hold on, maybe I missed one. No, that's like a future fourth for all those picks. So they're going to trade all those picks to the Dolphins because the Dolphins need them. Future four. Okay. So the Dolphins, because they really just need bodies to fill the roster. They are going to go with a outside linebacker or a safety. So many good cornerbacks left. I wonder if they just take a cornerback and convert him to safety, or convert somebody to safety. They don't like any of the safeties, but I like Sion Viaki. He plays fullback too, which I think is cool. He's obviously not going to be able to play it in this game because Madden is Madden and very not great. So that brings up the Panthers, and they need a cornerback, which is great for them because there's a plethora of cornerbacks available, and they're going to go with Carson. That'll bring up the Ravens. Wait, can I select from here, or do I have to switch every time? Oh man, I could have been not switching this whole time. Oh man. That is a brutal realization. I didn't even have to switch this whole time. I could probably have selected for the Browns. But anyways, Baltimore doesn't really need anything. Guess they could use a safety. Their punter is kind of garbage, but it's only the 5th round. So I guess it'd be Mark Perry. That seems decent. And that brings up the Chiefs at the end of the 5th round. I think I'm going to go to the 6th, maybe try to finish the draft. I don't know. It's a grueling... I just switched again. I forgot I didn't need to. But anyways, let's see. Outside linebacker. I guess there is still some reason to switch, because then it'll show what the scheme fit is. Praise Amahuwale. That's a cool name, at least. They do kind of need an outside linebacker still. They could definitely use a cornerback too, so I'm going to go with the slot or the man-to-man guy. I'm going with Lassiter. Good old Lassie. That'll bring us to the 6th round, where the Commanders have the selection. Could use the tight end, so I'm gonna go with that. Unless they need a cornerback, which no, they already drafted one. So I think they're gonna get Zach Hines here. Let me just check to make sure. Yeah, they're going Hines, South Dakota State, that is. Brings up the Rams. They only need an outside linebacker, or maybe a tight end. Could go on tight end again, I think. They're gonna get the 6'7" span Ford guy. He's huge, at least. And the Rams have another pick. They're gonna go with an outside linebacker. They are a 3-4, so they're gonna want somebody who can blitz, I think. Yeah, they want a power rusher, but they're gonna get a speed rusher. Because they're gonna go with Solomon. And that brings up the Bills. They need a defensive tackle still, even though they did draft one already. Could use a cornerback. Could use a strong safety, or some kind of safety. I think they're going to go with McLaurin here. Ooh, hidden star. That brings up the Browns. Let's see if I can draft for them. Because they're taking Michael Pratt if I can. Pretty sure that's who I want them to draft. Let me just double check what the Browns need, because they do have a lot of problems if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, they still need an outside linebacker, they still need a wide receiver. think those are more important. Let's get the... Let's try this guy for the Browns. And he's not good. Okay, that brings up the Bears, who I'm already on. They are gonna need... Let's see... Maybe an outside linebacker. The punter is terrible. Could use maybe a right tackle as a backup, but I guess we're in the 6th round anyways, so that's what we're looking at. This dude's 6'7", 315. I'm gonna look at the outside linebackers some more. There's the UTEP guy. This guy's got a ton of A's. I think I'm gonna try... Yeah, I don't like anyone at right outside linebacker. I'm guessing, well, they're a 4-3, so I think a run stopper would be fine. They're probably favoring coverage guy. I think I'm gonna go with Curtis Jacobs. Although it's saying left outside linebacker is the weaker spot. I'm gonna have a look at safety. There's Taylor Demerson, the Texas Tech guy. Dominic Hampton, hybrid safety. Too bad Vaki is already gone. I would have definitely drafted him. I think we're going with Hampton here. No, I'm gonna go with Curtis Jacobs. It's gonna bring up the Panthers. Linebacker. They still need a cornerback. Even though it does look like... Yeah, okay, so they're going to go with Abram Strain. Saints are now up. They're looking at outside linebacker, guard, maybe a wide receiver. Yeah, they're going to go with Praise Mawala Hule. Brings up the Jaguars. They want a center if they can find one. And they're going to find Charles Turner. Or... thinking Kingsley from Florida. Because they're, you know, That'd be a close one for them to scout. Jets are now up. I guess they could use an inside linebacker. Alofacio. Ed. They're getting Ed. Pittsburgh. They need... really a tight end would be the only thing. So I think they're going with... let's go with Wiley. The Coyote. Oh no, he used Horned Frog. Brings up the Falcons. They need a cornerback. They'll take Max Melton. Brings up the Bucks. They need a safety. Strong safety. They're gonna go Hampton. Brings up the Seahawks. I'm having them go after a running back, I think. It's either Laub from New Hampshire or no, Bucky Irving. Makes a lot of sense. Because they needed a scat back anyways. Bucky Irving's pretty undersized. Brings up the Patriots. Could use the... Oh, they already took a tight end. They could use another tight end. They could use a... outside linebacker. They could use... I'm not against them taking another tackle. I'm not against Matt Gonclaves here. They like him. I think I'll go with him. Alright, that brings up the Chargers, who are gonna take probably that Michigan center. If they need one. Just gonna check. Yeah, they could use a center. They could also really use a cornerback though, so Barron might be a smarter selection here. Yeah, I think they're gonna go with Jediah Barron. Falcons. Falcons. They're. Could see them going with a safety here. Maybe a running back though, because they did lose Cordero Patterson. Interested in Ollie. Oh, Frank Gore would be really cool. Dylan Johnson's out there too. I think we're gonna go with Frank Gore Jr. It's a very luxury pick, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm good with it. Frank Gore Jr. Definitely be able to fill that role. I mean, they've got Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier to begin with, so they're not really needing him to do much to begin with. Just there to be a third down back and catch some passes out of the backfield, hopefully. Colts are up. They don't really need anything. They could take a punter, because their punter is garbage, and it's the 6th round, so it is kind of a spot for a punter. So I think they're going to go Torrey Taylor, get a real punter. That'll help out for, you know, when they need to kick the ball, which isn't going to be very often with Anthony Richardson. At least not when I'm playing with him. Seems to always put up a ton of points. Alright, where am I going here? Oh yeah, it was the Packers. Alright, what do the Packers need? The Packers need pretty much nothing. They could use a punter too, though. They could use a defensive end. They could use an inside linebacker. They could use another tight end just to fill a spot, really. Let's have a look at tight end. So it'd be Taylor, or Baylor Cup, that is. Or the 6'7" guy, 250, Furman. I think we're gonna go with Baylor Cup. Mostly because they are out of money and they need a third tight end, because I always carry 3 tight ends for every team. That brings up the Saints, who I think are probably trading down. No, I guess they could use a guard. And they don't have a kicker or a punter, so that would be another thing to draft. They got no money, never mind. For guard, we're gonna go with Henderson from Michigan. Oh, from Michigan. It could have been another Chargers pick. Okay, that brings up the Patriots. And they need outside linebacker, they need tight end. Yeah. I'm good taking a tight end here. They already took one. I think it was Mason, or not Mason. Dallin Holker, if I'm remembering correctly, but I'll go with Pline here. Get a third guy. Brings up the Titans. And Tennessee has a full roster already. They have a terrible kicker. They've got spot available at outside linebacker. They'll take Caesar here. Houston guy. Yeah, that's a good pick. Brings up the Browns. They're going to take Michael Pratt now, I think. Just going to double check to make sure I don't want to save that pick. They do need an outside linebacker and a safety. Yeah, let's have a look at outside linebacker first. So they like Gabu. I said that right. Steel Chambers. I think they're gonna go with there's Sundiata Anderson. Yeah, they're gonna go with him. From Grambling. Brings up the Chargers. And they need a nose tackle. Or a tackle. We'll have a look at what's available. See if there's any Michigan tackles left. Nope. Defensive tackle. Guess they're going Dwayne Carter. So the Chiefs will then have a pick. And they're gonna go for an outside linebacker. They could use another one. We're gonna take Medrano because he's got a bunch of A's on his scouting report. Brings the Giants up. They still need a bunch of stuff. Wide receiver would be good, so I guess they're gonna go with one of these two guys. I guess they'll go with the South Dakota State guy. Brings up Tennessee. Tennessee needs a defensive end. You're gonna go with, well, let me see. They're a 3-4. I'm still going with Andre Carter. So that'll bring up the Bengals. Could really use a cornerback. DJ James it is. Bills need a strong safety, I think. Some kind of safety. I'll go with Taylor Demerson. It's supposed to be a strong safety. Oh well, I'll move somebody to... I think this is where they take a random running back, and they should have got Frank Gore. That would have been a great random running back to take. They kind of need a defensive tackle or, yeah, a running back. Guess they're gonna gamble on this Jordan Miller. And that'll bring up the Browns, whose time it is to take Michael Pratt finally. That'll bring up the Dolphins. And they need an end. Trajan Jeffcoat. It's a cool name. Or at least Trajan is. The Commanders. They need a guard. Or defensive tackle. I'm gonna go with Christian Haynes from Connecticut. Brings up the Broncos. center too, so maybe... Yeah, maybe Rame or Hudson. I'll go with Rame. They had better hope he's good because they need a center. Might have to do some reshuffling of the line, get somebody there. Raiders are going to want an inside linebacker. I guess Mawasu. Brings up the Patriots. They want an outside linebacker or a center. They don't even have a kicker, so they might want a kicker. Yeah, I have a look at outside linebacker, then I'm probably taking a kicker. Nah, we're gonna go with Duke. Dolphins. And they're gonna go with outside linebacker, although they don't even have a punter. Yeah, we're gonna have a look. Ron Stone's interesting. Look at all those A's, potentially. But this dude was ranked better. I guess we're gonna reach on Ron Stone. It's the 7th round. Patriots back up. They did not have a kicker, so I think they're going with the kicker. Brings up the Cardinals. They don't have a kicker. Unless they want to go with Malik Washington, but I think... Well, they're going to have the money to... No, actually, they're out of money. Yeah, they'll have to take a kicker here. Guess they're going with Cardi B here. So the Raiders are now up. this guy and move him to guard if they need to. Chiefs. Yeah, they need a tackle. They probably should have taken that as room. They'll go with Coker here. Ravens. They could use a backup center, they could use a backup quarterback, they could use a backup or replacement punter. Feeling like the punter might be the way to go. And this one has the best mustache, which is how you choose punters. Steelers are now up. They have no kicker or punter, or at least no good one. They could also use a running back, so I think they're going to go running back. Ooh, why am I going up? Should be somebody decent at running back left. They like Milton. Let's go with Milton. Although I guess I had forgotten to take into account that they have, what's his name? Cordero. But they can carry 4. Browns are up. And they're gonna want defensive. They could use a lot of different things. I guess an outside linebacker. They are at 4-3, so yeah, they'll go Deloach. Brings up the Buccaneers. They need a kicker. They need an inside linebacker. Kicker and an inside linebacker. Drake. Yeah, they'll go with Drake. Especially since they're 3-4, they really need somebody there. Brings up Seattle again. Seattle needs really not much. Probably just a guard. also wants a guard. Raiders. They want an outside linebacker. They're a 3-4. They could go with Parker. Or they'll go with this guy. Browns. They're looking for defensive tackle, safety. They're a 4-3. Yeah, they definitely could use another defensive tackle. They'll go with Crumity. That'll leave the Chargers up. They need a kicker. Yeah, they're gonna draft a kicker actually. I have no idea about any of these kickers. Oh, well, obviously they're going the Michigan guy, James Turner. Easy choice. Packers. Going to concede their franchise. They need a punter. They also need, yeah, just a punter really. I mean, they've got some other spots they could fill, but punter would be good. I'll go with this guy, McNamara. Brings the Dolphins back up. And I think they needed a kicker, punter. They need a punter. Yeah, they have no punter right now, so they definitely need that. It's been a run on punters. This guy. A-ball. Jaguars. They need a kicker. They have no kicker. And probably no money to get a new one, so it's gonna have to be one in the draft here. Guess Cam Little. Back to the Dolphins. They are gonna look at inside linebacker. Take Hart. only really need defensive end. I guess they could take a running back for their third string. So let's see, who do they like? They like Vidal. I'm not sold. I would rather have Isaiah Davis. And now the Patriots. They only need a free safety and a center. Go Akeem Dent. Ooh. Very late star. Back to the Dolphins. They need a kicker or wide receiver or running back. I think they'll go wide receiver. Let's see, Malik Washington is interesting. Guess they're going Malik Washington. And now the Giants. They still really need a defensive end or a cornerback. And they'd need guards pretty bad. Oh, there's a Michigan guy. Oh, there's a Michigan guy. I think they're gonna try Gunnar Britton. So this would be Tennessee. I think this is actually gonna be... Oh, well, they kind of need a kicker. I think they're gonna trade it. Well, let me just check their tight end and their money. Yeah, they're in the negatives, so I think I'm gonna take a tight end here. We're gonna go with Ryman. So the Bengals, they're gonna trade their pick to the Chargers. double check though. Make sure the Bengals don't need anything in particular. They kinda could. But they're at 53 men, so yeah, they'll just trade it. And the Chargers are gonna take, let's see, Zinter or Nugent. Bills would be up. Yeah, they're gonna look at a defensive tackle. They don't see one, and they're gonna trade it to the Chargers. I guess they're gonna roll the dice on Papo Amave, however you say his name. Niners. I think they're trading this with the Chargers. And then they're gonna take Zinter. That brings up the Ravens. And I'm not sure they really need anything. I should have Michael Pratt be Mr. Irrelevant just to be able to draw the comparisons to Purdy. I guess Baltimore could use a quarterback even. Just as a backup. Jordan Travis would probably be good. Yeah, they're gonna go Jordan Travis. Leaves the Cowboys with the last pick. Just gonna make sure none of the teams need a kicker or punter that have no money. Oh, the Saints, and they have no money. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, so I'm gonna trade this to the Saints, and then they're gonna take a kicker. And that will end the draft. They're gonna be taking Davis, I guess, or nah, Jack Browning. So let's have a look at the haul for. Well, actually, I'm gonna make this a separate video. Thanks for watching.